So we're having an issue with our hydraulic hoses getting pinched in between our grapple and the boom of our skid steer. We've got some hose wrap for, I guess, tractor and trailers. We're going to see if we can fix it. Let's get into it. Colder than crap outside. It's fall, and these roses decided they were going to bloom. That's something different. I got this little magnetic mount the other day so I could take it to work with me and film a couple jaws with the camera in different places on the machine, but I lost it, and I finally found it again, but I looked for it for 2 weeks. It fell down inside of my truck seat. Now I'm going to try to put one of the little mini cameras on my machine somewhere. That way I can film as we're messing around in the dirt. Now these hoses have got a wrap on them, but I noticed when I was getting the machine tilted all the way back, my grapple wasn't open. Then I realized it was coming in between here, in between the boom and the back of the grapple was pinching, because they're really long hoses. And the guy I was working for, one of my friends, he suggested that I run the hoses through those big holes there and then run it up to the machine, which worked really good. It worked outstanding, except it was trying to get into pinch in between that point and this point right here. So as long as I'm going to run it that way, I need to just add just a bit more protection. So I'm going to try to put this big pipe wrap. It's big enough to go over, I think it's big enough to go over both hoses. I'll give it a try. I'm going to try to string this out, back out of here and get the hoses straight and then put some of that wrap on. Now I ordered this wrap off of Amazon, and I got the largest inside diameter, which this is 1.7, so it's almost 1 3/4. Safe Plast NA, I guess, is the brand. Safe Plast. It's just protects from cuts, abrasions, crushing, and UV rays. Made with anti-static and UV inhibitors. Made in the USA. So it's not China made, but you can see how they got all their hoses run through this single wrap. And I plan to do the same thing with this. I will have a link in the Amazon store in the description. It doesn't seem to be as hard to put on as I thought it was going to be, but there's just too much of it. It's wrapping around the hoses. So I'm going to take these PVC cutters, stretch it out where I think it needs to be, and cut it off. I may have to trim it a little more when I get done. Give it a cut here. Cool. Looks like I got about 5 more feet I can use on my backhoe. Fits nearly perfect. For these 2 hoses. It's definitely going to make it more rigid. The harder you pull it toward you, the easier it is to go on, it feels like. Put it away down here. Get back up in there. Kind of get the idea. I'll come back when I wrap it up here. Now, that's pretty cool. It's got double layer protection on it. Maybe I won't pinch it. Now I've got to put it back through these holes here. Now, I can tell you this right now, this little magnetic base is by U-Liber magnet. I got it off Amazon. I think it's about 20 bucks. It's stout. I can't hardly get it off this steel once I get it on there. But now I've got it running through the holes down there at the bottom. It'll come over top and it'll connect to the quick connects. and that'll keep it away from the pinch points, and also it should keep it out of that pinch point there. And if it does get into it, this plastic should just push it right out without having any issues, hopefully. And this thing, I just got this. I got it last year. I've had it about a year, and I've used the snot out of it. It's made by Quick Attach. I got a couple of videos on it, and you can go back and take a look at it and see what we've been doing with it. And we've moved logs out of the woods with it. We went to a customer's house, and he had great old big trees, and we drug them out of the woods straight up a mountain. It's a big heavy machine, and it's a big heavy grapple, and it's about all that thing can do, but it will haul logs with it, big logs. And we hauled some big rocks when I was using it back Tuesday, I guess, back at the beginning of the week. We was using this thing to move big giant rocks. So the machine wouldn't even lift them, but I'd grab them inside this and either push them or lift them up barely, and it would take them to where we needed to go. And the tines, I thought I'd been a few of the tines, but I can't tell that we've done anything other than worn the paint off. This thing is stout. It's got 2 cylinders on it instead of the 2 on top like those others you see. These are in the back and they're tucked in away from everything, and it's a solid piece instead of 2 separate fingers. I thought that would be a bad thing, but it's so stout across that it'd pick about anything up, and it might clamp a little crooked, but it still clamps it. And this fella we was working for that we was using this on to have the rocks, he had a giant dirt pile that had brush grown up all over it. And we sifted, this is also a root rake. We went back and forth across that dirt pile, got all the brush off of it that was growing, picked it up, put it in a burn pile. We got a little dirt in the burn pile, but not as much as we would if we'd been using our bucket. So this thing's pretty stout, pretty handy. It's a little awkward to attach and disconnect, but one thing I like about it is my bucket for my skid steers fits just inside of these teeth. So I can pick the bucket up and carry it along. When I'm taking somewhere, I can take this with the bucket inside of it and have both pieces attached to the machine and not have to unload them separately. It's awesome the way that you can do it that way. And it probably needs to be greased. I haven't greased it today or two. I'll probably do that in a few minutes. Get some grease in it, and need to spin these around where these will plug into each other to keep them clean. These are I can't remember what brand they are. They sent them to us, and they work really good. They got an F on them. I don't know whatever brand that is, if anybody knows. Those are too awkward the way I got them wrapped to plug back into each other. I'll have to see if I can find some caps. Couldn't find any caps, but I did manage to get them connected back together. I just pushed that line saver back a little bit. Windy out here. Well, this thing's done. A little quick, easy Sunday evening project to try to protect it a little better. Spent a lot of money on this, and I hate to tear it all to pieces. Squirrel's barking at me somewhere. I've got it. I think I've got it as good as it's going to be run through there. And now it won't pinch. I just brought the skid steer around here so we can see where it's been pinching at. It's been pinching right here. That's a bad place for it to get caught. So now when we run it, it'll come up through the middle. I might even run it back here. I don't think there's nothing back there it could get hung on. There's a pad there. Let me run it behind there and run it around here. We'll see. But we've been working this old mule. We've worked it to death this past couple weeks. Bobcat 863. Starting to wear those tires that we just put on. But it's been earning its keep so far. But we've spent a lot of money. You can tell by the grease, the greasy handprints all over. We've done a lot of work to it. But that's all I got for this video. You guys please like and subscribe and share. We need all the subscribers we can get. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell when we put another video up. You'll see it. And thanks for watching. Stay clean, everybody.